This is my reflection for lesson 2 of 奇门遁甲. So this lesson really blew my mind. Master Douglas started out by saying how it's great that you can change the outcome of the definition regardless of whether it's bad or good, because there's always like the human action part of it. It gave me a bit of comfort knowing that I shouldn't be too disheartened if I get a bad reading, although he didn't exactly elaborate how we are going to change the outcome, whether there will be challenges involved if we go against what is meant to be, and does that mean we will need to keep fighting against the energy that leads to the bad outcome for the rest of our lives. So those were some of the questions that I had in my head. And if I'm being honest, the first part of the lesson was a bit dry for me because I had previously visited Master Doga's website before, and I read about some of his beliefs, and so I think that part was kind of repetitive from what I had read before. So in this lesson, he talked about trigrams and palaces, and both concepts seem quite kind of similar to each other. He also touched on the yin and yang plates, and at this point I wondered whether it was religious because it's kind of similar to Taoism already. And I actually like how he explained the trigrams because he kind of used it's kind of smart that he used a pictorial representation for each of them because it's easier for us to remember like that. For example, Palace 6 is a father figure, and it symbolizes everything related to a father, like strength, being the ruler of a state and having high authority. And after that, he talked about the process of divination, and it's actually the first time I saw a 奇门遁甲 chart. Symbols seem very similar to 八字, and this is the first time I had learned divination, and I just thought, oh, wow, the possibilities I could be doing with this. But so anyway, his explanation of the trigrams is really amazing. He managed to simplify such a complicated topic and made it easier for us to understand by using images. And the divination technique really requires a lot of imagination though, so it kind of reminds me a bit of tarot card reading. I think it kind of operates on the same concept of the energy of the universe. And I loved how he gave us many examples for us to understand, and even the students in that class asked a lot of clarifying questions, so I really learned quite a lot. And someone asked about whether we can ask consecutive questions back to back, since the answer in the chart would be the same. And I got kind of confused about that too, because Master Douglas just replied that we can just combine the questions. But what if the questions are not related? Does that mean like I can't ask it back to back? Or does it mean that someone else in another part of Singapore asking it at the same time will be getting the same chart as me too? And now I just tell people who ask me for divination that I only do it like 12 times a day. And does that mean that I put them on a wait list, and I plot charts for them back to back in different time slots? Would it still be accurate? I think he could have explained that part a bit more. And other than that confusing part, everything else in the lesson was great. I'm excited to apply this in my real life once I had learned more in depth. So I took a lot of notes. Hopefully I'll be able to one day use it to help others. So thank you, Master.